Welcome to this eTool video on checking your design. Okay, in here I've got a design that I've finished populating with templates, so I'm just navigating to that design now. And you can see here the total carbon associated with this building is actually 295 tonnes over its lifetime. If I go in and have a look at all the templates that I've added, you can see that most of the carbon, or a lot of the carbon, is actually associated with the templates, and there's only 178 out of the total that's been entered directly. And all of that energy in this case actually relates, or the vast majority of it relates to operational energy. I've had to enter a few materials, but most of it's all operational energy. Now we do have an operational energy wizard to help enter in the operational energy inputs, so get in touch with us if you'd like that. It'll make that job a lot easier. Now we need a way of actually jogging our memory to ensure that we've entered everything into our eTool model. You can see here that we haven't put anything in for landscaping for this building, and that's because it was out of scope for this project. But everything else has got something in it. But for example, in the walls, how do I know that I've actually included all the walls that I should have, or included all the finishes for the walls, or whatever it might be? So we've designed a little tool to help actually jog the memory and check the completion of the model, and it's in the reports. So you go to the reports tab, select new reports, and then select the completion report. It takes a while to generate because it does a lot of calculations and compares your building to the other buildings in its category. And once the completion report's loaded, it gives you a really good rough rundown on whether you've included everything in your model. So you can see here the first section is on design life, just making sure that your design life makes sense. In this case, the calculated and the signed design life are the same. The operational impacts, you can see here that although these are going to vary wildly between buildings, there's nothing here that's really out of the ordinary. Obviously this building doesn't have a swimming pool or water pumping or power generation, so you can understand why that's different. And then it goes through the assembly next, and you can see we've got some kind of assembly energy in here for most of the building, and in most cases we've actually over-accounted compared to the average in assembly energy, so you could be quite confident that nothing's missing there. And then we go through each of the material categories, so foundations, floors, walls. Now these little crosses just mean that there's a significant difference between the average for all similar buildings and your building. But you can see in this case, or in fact most of the cases here, we've actually over-accounted for our materials on a per metres squared basis. Similarly, you can see there's more volume or more mass in there. So I'm quite confident that we've accounted for everything in this building. Here we've got one where we're missing the eaves in this building. In this case it has been accounted for, but it's been misallocated. So I know it's in the model, it's just been misallocated. And then we move through, so we don't have any fly screens associated with this building yet, so we need to, or security screens, we need to check that. And it looks like we're missing communications and sewage in services, and perhaps some lighting as well. So we can use this report to actually fine-tune our model and go back in and bring it right up to date. So once we've brought our project or our model up to the standard that we wanted it, we'll be ready to start improving the model, and we'll run through that in our next video.